Right now, there are pickup trucks sitting on dealer lots around the world that would take the best of more than a year to sell at the current rate. General Motors is discounting some of them by $30,000. Ford is trying to clear 18-month-old inventory. Stellantis is offering financing incentives that were simply unheard of 3 years ago. Today I'm going to tell you about the 12 trucks that dealers can't give away, backed by real inventory data. And the worst offender is from the very brand that's currently boasting a sales comeback. The numbers I'm about to show you aren't speculation. They're data from Car Edge that tracks real-time market supply days, specific units in lots, and 45-day sales rates. This is what happens when manufacturers order for a market that never materialized, when the demand everyone was expecting simply never arrived. And now they're paying the price. Number 12. Honda Ridgeline. We started with the one no one saw coming because for years the Ridgeline was just okay. She was reliable, boring, sold steadily without any drama. No more. Honda's own sales data show that Ridgeline deliveries fell more than 30% in the first quarter of 2026 compared to a year earlier. In March alone, sales fell from 4,831 units to 3,379. Now, what that number really means to you is profound. Honda is reportedly so unconcerned about the slowdown that it is planning to pause Ridgeline production entirely for about 18 months, starting this fall at its Lincoln, Alabama plant. Production will not resume until the summer of 2028, with a revised model that will include an updated V6. Meanwhile, the same factory will simply build more Pilot and Passport SUVs. That tells you exactly where Honda thinks the real demand is right now. Owners on the Ridgeline forums are already telling each other to wait. One commentator predicts that dealers will fiercely negotiate the remaining 2026 models once the closure is confirmed. When the manufacturer itself is planning around your truck not selling, that's not a slow quarter. It is a company that quietly admits defeat. Now, before I show you the next truck on the list, one that Nissan has completely stopped making, but whose lots are still overflowing with older units, I have to mention something. Everything I'm showing you in this video is just one chapter of a much larger archive that I compiled and organized on our website called Garage Secrets. It's basically a complete vault of records, market alerts, and secrets that dealerships prefer to keep hidden. There we teach you all the real tricks to save a ton of money, how to negotiate fiercely by leveraging this trapped inventory data, and most importantly, how to spot true clearance prices so you're never ripped off or overcharged again. There's a special opportunity right now to access it. You'll find the direct link below in the description and a QR code on screen right now for instant entry. That's the rest of the hidden record the industry doesn't want you to see. But let's get back to number 11, because what happened with the availability of this model is the game changer. Number 11. Nissan Titan. Nissan has already answered the question of whether anyone wants this truck. They stopped making it. Production ended in the summer of 2024 at the Canton, Mississippi plant. There are no 2025 or 2026 Titans. What's left on the lots is whatever 2024 inventory didn't sell. Depending on the dealer, that could be a handful of trucks or none at all. To be transparent about the data here, because the Titan is completely discontinued, it has fallen below the volume threshold that services like Car Edge track for monthly inventory snapshots. So there's no current number of days of market supply to quote. What we do know from industry sales analysis is that in its final years, Nissan was outsold by Ford's F-150 by something like 20-1. That's not a truck people forget about. It's a truck people never wanted in the first place. And Nissan finally agreed. Nissan is legally required to maintain a parts supply for at least 10 years, so service isn't the immediate concern. Resale value is. Once a truck is discontinued, scarcity can prop up used prices for a while. But dwindling dealer support and a shrinking owner base tend to catch up eventually. If a surplus Titan is sitting in a lot near you, that's the question worth asking before you discount it. Not how much of a discount, but what it will be worth in 5 years with no new ones being manufactured. Number 10. The Ford F-250 Super Duty. This is where things get more concrete because we're back to Courage's actual data. The F250 Super Duty is sitting on 158 days of market supply with 40,633 units currently on dealer lots and only 11,576 sold in the 45-day window at an average selling price of $73,547. Translate that. Dealers ordered heavy-duty trucks assuming that contractors and fleet buyers would continue to snap them up at the rate they did a few years ago. They didn't. With an average transaction price of $73,000, you're now looking at a segment where the pool of buyers shrank faster than the order books. And that gap is sitting on the lot in front of you, 4 months deep and growing. Higher finance costs hit work trucks especially hard since most of these are purchased on business lines of credit rather than outright cash. And the tighter loan has slowed down exactly the kind of fleet replacement cycles that used to keep the Super Duty inventory lean. Number 9. Ford Maverick. The Maverick is the one that hurts the most because 3 years ago, this truck had real waiting lists. Ford built an inexpensive, efficient, hybrid compact pickup, and buyers lined up. Now, Courage data puts the Maverick at 162 days of market supply, with 43,056 units in stock versus only 11,948 sold in 45 days, averaging $33,930 a unit. What changed between then and now is simple. Ford expanded production to meet that early demand, hybrid enthusiasm cooled, and competitors caught up in small truck efficiency. Owner forums that used to be full of people complaining about 18-month wait times are now full of people negotiating thousands of sticker discounts on the same trucks that were once only available by allocation. That's not a market correction. That's a manufacturer that built for a time that has passed. Number 8. The 2500 RAM. Stellantis brands start piling up here and will continue to pile up for the rest of this list. The 2500 RAM is sitting at 192 days of market supply per Courage Pro, with 32,561 units in stock and only 7,646 selling in the last 45 days at an average price of $68,554. That's more than 6 months of inventory on a heavy-duty pickup, which is exactly the segment that's supposed to be moving in fleet buyer repeat trade-in sales relationships. When those buyers slow down, there's no consumer enthusiasm cycle to fall back on. The 2500 isn't a truck people buy impulsively. It's a truck people need, and now fewer of them need it enough to clear this backlog. Focused RAM owner communities have noticed the same pattern showing up at the dealership level. Sales staff push financing incentives on the 2500 line more aggressively than on the 1500 line, which generally indicates where the real pressure is to move concentrated metal. Number 7. Chevrolet Silverado EV. GM's full-size electric pickup truck is in genuine freefall. Courage has it in 199 days of market supply with only 1,897 units in stock and a mere 429 sold in 45 days, averaging $74,864. Industry reports related to Q1 2026 truck sales specifically pointed to the Silverado EV and Hummer EV as having a massive drop, while noting that GM's other electric pickup, the GMC Sierra EV, was currently still growing. That last part matters. This isn't that EVs aren't selling, it's that this specific truck at this specific price point with this specific badge isn't reaching its target. GM is letting 2 electric pickups built on the same basic platform have wildly different fates, and the Silverado version is the one being quietly regressed. For shoppers who shop around for both, that gap in demand is exactly why you should expect the Silverado EV to come with much more room to negotiate than its GMC twin, even though the underlying hardware is nearly identical. Number 6. Ram 3500. We're back to Stellantis. The Ram 3500 sits on 200 days of market supply with 12,021 units on hand and only 2,702 sold in the last 45 days at an average price of $77,020. That's the heaviest pickup Ram makes, built for buyers who tow more and need more. And even that niche segment isn't immune. Here are the plain language odds for anyone buying this truck. At this sales rate, the current 3,500 inventory will take more than 6.5 months to clear, if not a single new unit is built or shipped in the meantime. Dealers know this math. They've known it for months. That's the lever you can use today. No negotiation class required. And because the 3,500 shares most of its powertrain and chassis architecture with a 2,500, dealers carrying both are effectively sitting on two overlapping inventory problems at once, which is part of why Ram's heavy-duty deals have been noticeably more aggressive in dealer announcements this spring. Number 5. GMC Sierra EV. Now we come to the truck that justifies the title of this video. GM didn't just quietly discount the Sierra EV, they took a hatchet to the price. The 2026 lift cut dropped from a starting price of $92,290 to $64,495, a cut of $27,500, more than $15,000 beyond what was promised in the title of this video. Lease payments fell from $949 a month to $559. On top of that, GM is offering 2.9% APR financing plus a $3,000 purchase allowance just to move the outgoing 2025 trucks. And it's still not enough. CarEdge's data shows the Sierra EV sitting on 225 days of market supply with 2,611 units in stock versus only 522 sold in 45 days at an average price of $81,439. This is the clearest data point on the entire list. You can cut a third off the sticker price of an electric pickup truck and it will still take 7.5 months to sell the current stock. That's no longer a price problem. It's a demand problem. Number 4. Hyundai Santa Cruz. The Santa Cruz earns its place here in two ways. First, the numbers. 229 days of market supply, 9,641 units in stock. Only 1,892 sold in 45 days, averaging $36,439. Second, the timing. Hyundai has already confirmed that the Santa Cruz is being discontinued, meaning that every unit currently sitting on a lot is a truck the manufacturer has decided isn't worth continuing to build. For buyers, that's a strange middle ground. It's not exactly a Nissan Titan situation where there's nothing else to choose from. You're buying the last batch of a vehicle Hyundai decided wasn't worth continuing, with nearly 8 months of unsold inventory sitting behind it. Santa Cruz owner forums have largely shifted from debating trim packages to debating resale value once parts support eventually dries up. The Santa Cruz was always a slightly different proposition than a traditional pickup truck anyway, built on a car platform and marketed more to lifestyle buyers than work truck buyers. That positioning never built the kind of loyal base that keeps a model alive through a rough sales streak. Number 3. Jeep Gladiator. The Gladiator is where the data gets genuinely contradictory, and it's worth sitting with that for a second. CarEdge has the Gladiator in 233 days of market supply, 21,173 units on lot, only 4,090 sold in 45 days, averaging $48,732. That's almost 8 months behind on a single name. But Stellantis' own sales data credits the Gladiator as one of the models contributing to Jeep's overall sales increases in recent quarters. Both things are true simultaneously. Jeep can post growth as a brand, while one specific truck within that brand sits on lots longer than just about anything else in this video. That's the kind of contradiction dealers won't advertise because the brand is up sounds much better than this specific truck isn't moving. Part of the problem is price spread. A Gladiator with the off-road packages that buyers really want regularly clears $50,000, putting it uncomfortably close to full-size half-ton territory without the towing capacity or bed capacity to match. Number 2. Ford F-150 Lightning. The single highest market day supply number in Courage's entire pickup truck dataset belongs to the Lightning at 250 days. There are 3,931 units sitting on lots nationwide, with only 707 sold in the 45-day window at an average price of $67,631. The story here matters as much as the number. Industry reports tied to the end of the federal EV tax credit pinned roughly $20 billion in losses for Ford specifically, and the Lightning was one of the most visible casualties. Courage's own analysis confirms that Ford is replacing the all-electric F-150 with a different electrified option for the next model year, meaning every Lightning currently on a lot is functionally a discontinued product sitting in more than 8 months of unsold inventory, with the automaker already looking past it. If you're in the market specifically for one because of the price discounts, just know that you'd be buying a dead version of the truck. Great if you're only concerned with today's deal. Riskier if you're thinking about reselling or long-term software support down the line. Number 1. The Ram 1500 and the Stellantis glut that no one is talking about. We saved this one for last because the Ram 1500 isn't just another slow seller. It's the truck that exposes what's really going on with this whole list. It starts with the raw numbers from Courage Pro. 162 days of market supply, 70,156 units currently sitting on dealer lots. By far the largest physical pile of unsold trucks of anything we've covered today, with 19,469 sold in the last 45 days at an average price of $60,056. Now, here's the part that shouldn't be possible according to normal market logic. Ram-branded sales actually skyrocketed in the first few months of 2026. Stellantis reported Ram pickup sales up approximately 27% year-over-year in the first quarter, with the Ram 1500 specifically hitting 59,828 units sold, its best opening quarter since 2023. Most of that increase can be traced back to a decision to bring back the 5.7 Hemi 5.8 after Stellantis controversially dropped it from the 2025 lineup. That rejection was real enough that Ram reportedly registered nearly 10,000 Hemi-driven orders within 24 hours of announcing its return, so sales are indeed improving, and there are still over 70,000 Ram 1500s that are currently unsold in proper batches. Both of these facts are true simultaneously, and the reason lies in the years that preceded this resurgence. Ram's market share plummeted from 15.9% to approximately 9.3% between 2022 and 2024, driven by the elimination of the Hemi, rising prices, and the loss of the budget-friendly classic Ram 1500. Paying the list price for a vehicle that's been gathering dust in a lot for over 6 months is throwing your money away to the dealerships. If you don't want to fall into the financing traps set by car manufacturers or end up with a discontinued car in 2026, you need to take control with real information. Remember, this list of 12 stuck trucks is just the tip of the iceberg of what we have in store for you at Garage Secrets. Enter right now by scanning the QR code on your screen or clicking the link in the description below. We'll give you direct access to the community and the archives, where we dismantle every sales strategy step by step, reveal the true depreciation figures, and share mechanical tricks to avoid spending a fortune at the shop. Stop relying on sales consultants and learn to negotiate like a pro. Full registration awaits you at Garage Secrets. See you inside.